I got debris on the ground right here. I got debris on the ground.
A massive tornado tearing through a city with deadly force.
The trail of devastation is almost beyond belief, 6 miles long and almost a mile wide. And tonight, the death toll in Joplin, Missouri now stands at 116.
And rescuers continue to search door to door for more victims and possibly for survivors. Brandi Hitt joins us live with the stunning images of Missouri's twister terror. Brandi.
Mike and Cher, we are getting new video in of the tornado as it touched down. And when you look at it and all the destruction, it is really hard to imagine just what families must have been thinking, many wondering if they would even survive.
There it is. Oh, gosh, that is a monster tornado.
The tornado that struck Joplin, Missouri Sunday evening was nearly a mile wide. A storm chaser recorded its deafening strength as it ripped homes into pieces.
This is a Jeff Trusty storm chaser. I have a large destructive tornado and on the southwest side of Joplin. Notified, large tornado on the ground doing massive damage.
And at one point, even he got too close. This is now what's left. The mayor says nearly 1/3 of Joplin is gone.
The entire path of the tornado that took through town has just basically devastated the central portion of Joplin.
It's hard for survivors to even speak.
It's indescribable. I don't know what to say other than that. I've never seen anything like it.
And those who didn't see it definitely heard it.
It's okay.
I think we're gonna do it.
This video was taken inside a cooler. 20 men, women, and children held each other in the dark, some praying as the tornado struck. They survived.
Basically, the only thing that was left standing was the cooler that we were in.
As the death toll rises, rescue crews continue to search for survivors. This new video was taken by a Vernon City firefighter who was in Missouri chasing the storm and joined in the rescue. They're now digging through more than 2,000 flattened buildings, cars piled on top of one another. This hospital even took a direct hit. Medical records were carried 70 miles away. And this used to be a Home Depot. It's not known how many shoppers were inside.
My dad and my uncle are in there, and I'm hoping and praying to God they're okay.
Many families now hoping and praying their missing loved ones are alive.
And with the death toll now at 116, this is considered one of the deadliest tornadoes ever recorded on American soil since the National Weather Service started keeping those records 60 years ago. Sharon, Micah, back to you.
All right, Brandi, thank you. We now have an opportunity to go to Joplin live.
Reporter Paul Verkaman is live in Joplin, Missouri with a first-hand look at the devastation. Paul, so many people there in that small town have lost their homes, their cars. They've lost everything. How are people coping tonight?
They're coping, Micah, by rallying around each other, and that's what's just amazing about this entire story. This is a city of 50,000. It seems like everybody in Joplin is somehow involved in the search and rescue effort or the cleanup effort. You have roads that are sealed off, and everybody seems to be pitching in. I'm standing in the parking lot, by the way, of St. John's Hospital. You alluded to this hospital earlier. You can see the facade of the hospital completely pried apart. This hospital now evacuated, and you talk about the people coping well. Regional hospitals throughout this entire area, as far away as Pittsburgh, Kansas, and up to Springfield, Missouri, other places, they have stepped in and taken on many of the patients. But absolute devastation is what happened here. And Stu, if you can go ahead and follow me, let me show you something else, Mike and Cher. You can see what happened to you. You heard your reporter talk about that medical records, x-rays, were whipped away 70 miles out of this hospital parking lot. Look what it did to cars. These are SUVs and a truck. Also, gurneys from this hospital were knocked around, and they were moved blocks and blocks and blocks away. So just astonishing when you see all of this in person, and not hard to fathom that 116 people lost their lives here. And by the way, they think that toll is going to rise, and that would make this the deadliest tornado in U.S. history on record, Mike and Cher.
You know, Paul, we understand with all the lightning, the hail, the gas leaks, there's a really big safety issue right now for everybody and the survivors there in that area. We're talking thousands without power and like I mentioned, gas leaks. Can you talk a little bit more about that for us?
Absolutely. Right now, this is the calm after the storm. Today was absolutely miserable. Hail. as you described, lightning apparently, and they don't know their condition, lightning apparently hit 2 first responders. So they were working away. Some of these people have lost their homes or part of their homes. They continued to search for people. So they were going through just unimaginable conditions. It's difficult enough to get around as it is, but doing so in a storm is just downright dangerous. I mean, there's so much debris everywhere. It's a wonder that you're just not having more people, you know, being admitted to emergency rooms for cuts, bruises, and all sorts of other things because of this stuff is strewn all about. And it's really just a tribute to the people of Joplin that all of them have been working so hard. Many of them I don't think have slept really in a day and a half if you think about it. Just astounding and great to see a community where people still go to the high school basketball game, the high school football game, rally around each other. Cher and Micah.
In Joplin tonight, just about everyone will know someone who died. A terrible situation there. Paul Verkammen for us live in Joplin. Thank you for the pictures and for the words.
In the meantime, we do want to show you this other